It's another hot day today. My feet are burning when I touch the boat. This morning I had boobies. Yeah, birds flying high. You know how I feel. So they were here, which was lovely, apart from the part that they shit the boat under, which I don't like. So one of them was like standing on my solar panel, and the others were flying around catching fish. It was a lovely sight. And now I'm sailing. I had a wonderful night, like good sleep like a baby. So after all the wind dying down, like 2 hours of motoring, the wind came back again. It was 12 to 14 knots. Yes, it still is like there is enough wind. So yesterday when the wind died down after my Janneker hoisting and letting go again, I emailed Tim, my shore navigator, saying, you know, I don't have much wind, I'm on the motor, what should we do? So when there is less wind, you just be with it, and afterwards the wind will pick up again. So no worries, just do and be. Have fun, enjoy. So that's what I do. This morning I have a booby flying around. He wants to sit somewhere on the boat, which I'm totally fine with. As long as he's not sitting on top of the mast. So he's a little hesitant now, flying around. Let's see what he makes of it. He seems to be determined to be on the boat. He's been flying around for 8 rounds now. Out and about. I have some Iridium Go exec problems again, so it shuts off automatically, and then I hear a sound and I'm like, oh shit, it turns off, so I put it on again. It happened to me sailing from Grinde to Bonaire, and it's happened to me sailing from Bonaire to San Blas Islands. And it turned out that when I took out the cable, because it was 100% full, the battery, the exec doesn't like it. So with 40% batteries full, it feels like empty to the exec. So I know that now. I did a full factory reset, put everything back in order again, and now consciously look every day if the batteries are full, so which they are. Cable is connected. Other reason for turning down is because it can get overheated. So I checked that, and that was not the case. So on one hand it's like, oh shit, I don't hope it's gonna happen again. On the other hand, I want to spend as much time with myself as possible, because part of my journey is a spiritual journey, which means like letting go of things, being with me, being in the environment. So yeah, let's see how that works out. It probably worked all out fine, I think. I'm blowing the horn now because the booby is coming back and he wants to sit on top of my mast, which is of course terrible. They can like damage my wind information. So I put this horn here to like make them go away. So now it's a booby invasion. I think there were 6 or 7. Hopefully they were going to fish instead of sitting on the top of my mast. Pink clouds. Lovely. Good morning. So I passed the Galapagos last night, and just out there you see one little island which I needed to stay clear of. It's up north from the Galapagos. Yes, oh yeah, some fishermen were on the AAS this morning. Spanish, channel 16. Oh, compadre, listo, listo, ah! So, they never change channels, they only stay on 16. And, well, that will probably be one of the last calls I hear for a while. Because I'm now going into the open sea. Without land, left, right, or in front of me for a couple of 1,000 miles. So yeah, still going good. Still going well, with lots of speed. The current is now I think 3 knots. My speed is 8 knots, so pretty happy. I'm sure that you cannot see the plotter, but I can assure you we just hit the 10.7 knots. Woohoo! So on average we go now between 8 and 9 knots speed, and that is inclusive 3 knots of current. So it's of course lovely having this speed. It's also like very, let me do my hair right. It's very peaceful because, you know, going 140 degrees, there is not so much of waves, an enormous amount of speed, so very happy with that. So, how am I doing? I'm doing great. Between 7 and 8 knots of speed, woohoo! And the wind is only 8 till 10 knots, so I'm very happy with how I progress. Very grateful as well. Now I'm gonna change the Navionics card because it only goes so far as the Galapagos Islands. The next card is the Pacific card, and if I had put it in earlier I couldn't see my trip from Panama to Galapagos. So time to change cards and head on. Got my screwdriver. I prepared the Pacific card, my number 3 card, and I'm gonna switch it for the old card which is now in it. This is the back of the chart plotter, the Raymarine Axiom 7. And here where it says Raymarine, you can take off the plastic and take out the card and replace it for the new one. Last night I wanted to jibe and I put my light on my head, and when I shined the light over the bow it seemed to be there was a booby on my bow. Then I jibed, and when I went to bed I heard a sound of ticking, and then I went looking across the boat to see what is happening, and what I found was that the boom vang, it lay on deck for the 3rd time I think. It was just repaired by a very nice guy in Panama, and I can show you the end piece of the metal. This was the new piece, which is very sturdy metal. So I jury-rigged the lines you can see now. Let's see how this works. Loveworkx, you know. It's a lovely day. I was up all night because of the thing with the boom. But I'm feeling very energetic. I had a lovely lunch with aubergine, pasta, tomato and feta cheese. I'm playing the ukulele once or twice a day. The wind is still wonderful. It's like, let me see, 10 knots right now, so between 8 and 10 knots. And we're doing 8 knots of speed, 7.5, 8 knots. So very, very happy with that. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye. It's a squally day today. That is to say, this morning we had only one, and there was only rain coming out of the squall. And this squall also brings more wind, which is of course nice. Now 12 to 14 knots, and this is the cloud. We are becalmed since yesterday, and now the wind is 4 knots. We are doing also 4 knots, so then we need to do beam reach. The sun is coming up, as you can see. Hey, so I had a very quiet night because there was barely no wind, and I crossed the equator. Woohoo! And therefore I'm now sailing over portside, which is strange for me. It's picking up now, almost 6 knots of wind. And that's a big advantage with my small and light boat, that with 6 knots of wind or 5 knots of wind, I still make a speed of 5 knots. And the bigger boats, the more heavy boats, need 5/4 wind, which is 20 knots of wind at the minimum to go some speed. So I'm grateful that everything is still working. And it's lovely, sunny, a little bit cloudy, but that's good because then we have wind. And I'm reading a book, and the book is a Dutch book from the first solo sailing Dutchman. Interesting, of course, to see the differences, to see the resemblances, because a lot of things are, I think, universal. And yesterday when I finally tried to set the boom, which is heavy and complicated thing, the boom didn't get loose from the deck, so no boom. So the Genoa is like floating. Hello, hello. I always seem to start from the inside out. Well, that's good. I will show you some incredible views at the hour before sundown. Sailing is so much fun. To be here out on your own without anybody in the vicinity, just the water, the waves, the wind, the boat and me. It's incredible. There was no upwind predicted, but there is upwind. Seems like real Dutch sailing weather. Perhaps a little squall, but yeah, wind is good. We were in lack of wind for 2 days, I think. And now there is 40 knots of wind, 1-4, and we are doing 6 knots speed. Yeah, I love it. I just had a delicious soup. It's vegetables that are forgotten with pastinaak and cantarelle. It was lovely soup, but I poured it in a deep plate and I forgot that we are now sailing upwind. So I had to be careful bringing my bowl outside and eating from it. And at the other side, take care of the sails and steering, because we needed to change the course a little bit. So I did that with my leg and that worked well. Yeah, so it still looks a lot like Dutch sailing. Very familiar with dark clouds and dark seas and upwind. And since I don't have a fridge, I have a cooler. And there I put in everything that I can leave over for 1 extra day. So this is it. This is my cooler. And here are leftovers for the next day. Very nice. More soup. And this is the way I handle my garbage. So there is a water bottle and all the plastic stuff I put in the water bottle, close the lid and take it with me as long as necessary. I'm baking my brownie 2 weeks halfway cake. Well, halfway I don't know, but 2 weeks in the boat cake. So I got a couple of things with me and I decided to take this one, the brownie with white chocolate from Belgium. Good morning! The squalls are still here in my favor, which is good. Last night there was lots of rain, less wind, wind turning, motor on, half an hour, motor off, motor on, half an hour, motor off. I slept very well actually. Now we're doing 40 knots of wind and 7 or 8 knots of speed, which is lovely after all those days with so less speed. It was horrible. And I've been thinking about this because I've obviously been watching YouTube videos as well, and I always thought, well, enjoy it, you know, a wind will come, and it does, and that's not the problem. It turns out that the boat, who is like rocking like a horse all the time, and everything is slamming around you, that's the difficult part of being becalmed. So when everything is going smoothly like now, I'm more happy just to admit that. And also what's good is the sun has returned. That's to say, almost. Sunny come, here comes the sun, little darling, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright, or something like that. Time for my ukulele play. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Special thanks to all my patrons. If you want to become a patron, it's patreon.com/Loveworkx, or for one-time or monthly donations through PayPal, it's paypal.me/Loveworkx. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye!